Back to reading. Crusader period. Arms of the Order of the Holy Sepulchre. Apparently they had their own knights. Capture of Jerusalem by the Crusaders on the 15th of July 1099. The Holy Sepulchre, Dome of the Rock and Ramparts. Interesting. Many historians maintain that the main concern of Pope Urban II when calling for the First Crusade was the threat to Constantinople from the Turkish invasion of Asia Minor in response to the appeal of Emperor Alexios I Komnenos. Threat to Constantinople from the Turkish invasion of Asia Minor. Yeah, there we go. Historians agree that the fate of Jerusalem and thereby the Church of the Holy Sepulchre was of concern, if not the immediate goal of papal policy in 1095. The idea of taking Jerusalem gained more focus as the crusade was underway. Yeah, so apparently they were originally intending to save Constantinople from the Turks, although I mean eventually the Turks took over from the Byzantine Empire. The rebuilt church site was taken from the Fatimids, who had recently taken it from the Abbasids, by the Knights of the First Crusade on 15th of July 1099. Now, the First Crusade was envisioned as an armed pilgrimage, and no crusader would consider his journey complete unless he had prayed as a pilgrim at the Holy Sepulchre. Crusader Prince Godfrey of Bouillon, who became the first Crusader monarch of Jerusalem, decided not to use the title king during his lifetime and declared himself Advocatus Sancti Sepulchri, protector or defender of the Holy Sepulchre, or Sepulchri. But the Crusader period, a cistern under the former basilica was rumored to have been the location that Helena found the true cross and began to be venerated as such, although the cistern later became the chapel of the Invention of the Cross. There is no evidence for the rumor prior to the 11th century, and modern archaeological investigation has now dated the cistern to the 11th century repairs by the Monomachos. According to the German clergyman and Orient pilgrim Ludolf von Zuttheim, the keys of the chapel of the Holy Sepulchre were in hands of the ancient Georgians, and the food, alms, and candles and oil for lamps were given to them by the pilgrims in the south door of the church. I don't know why that's relevant. The chronicler William of Tyre reports on the renovation of the church. In the mid-12th century, the Crusaders investigated the eastern ruins on the site, occasionally excavating through the rubble, and while attempting to reach the cistern, they discovered part of the original ground level of Hadrian's temple enclosure. They decided to transform the space into a chapel dedicated to Helena, widening the original excavation tunnel into a proper staircase. The Crusaders began to refurbish the church in a Romanesque style and added a bell tower. These renovations unified the small chapels on the site and were completed during the reign of Queen Melisende in 1149, placing all the holy places under one roof for the first time. Okay, so the structure we see today was built then. The church became the seat of the first Latin patriarchs, and was also the site of the kingdom's scriptorium library. The church was lost to Saladin along with the rest of the city in 1187, although the treaty established after the Third Crusade allowed for Christian pilgrims to visit the site. Emperor Frederick II regained the city and the church by treaty in the 13th century, while he himself was under a ban of excommunication, leading to the curious result that the holiest church in Christianity being laid under interdict. Both city and church were captured by the Khwarezmians in 1244. So those are a different tribe of Turks, I believe. Later periods, let's not go through all of that because that's probably not as important for us now. The entrance to the church is through a single door in the south transept. I don't know if the orientation is the same in this game. So there's a whole lot of the Rock of Calvary as seen as the Chapel of Adam. Alright, so there's a whole lot of detailing on the interior, which we can't actually visit in the game, so I'm not going to read all the interior stuff. Although you can get some, impressions of what the interior looks like. immovable ladder. Okay, Temple Mount. Connection to the Temple of Aphrodite military camp. Jerusalem after being rebuilt by Hadrian. That's not all that useful. Location, yeah, so a lot of people have spent a lot of time studying this because, you know, it's apparently where Jesus was killed. Influence, nope, that's not all that useful anymore. Alright, so there you go. So that's the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Is that the plan? Not sure how useful that is for us because we can't get inside. But the interior looks like that. Let's see if we can identify from the plan. Okay, so there's the two domes, right? Let me just walk over here. Can we climb the domes? We can't, can we? Let me just kind of run over here. Actually, doesn't that mean the entrance should be on this side? No, that's not an entrance. Where is the entrance? Because if you enter here, you'd go in the side of the church, wouldn't it? Well, there's the main... Ow. I mean, there's the main door there, right? Oh, I think that's the main door. So, if we look at that... there we go. View image. Okay, that image is way too big. Cool, though. But it's a little bit too big. Visit page. So we are standing like here, looking that way. That's the door, I believe. So that's one dome, and then that's the other dome, like that. I don't know how that's useful for us, though. So two domes we can kind of barely see behind there. Let's climb up again. I just want to take one more look at the other side of this. And the lack of interiors is kind of disappointing. But they fixed this sort of thing in the later games. I remember quite clearly running around the Hagia Sophia, or Hagia Sophia, in Constantinople in Assassin's Creed Revelations, I believe it was. So that was a lot of fun. So you get to explore the interiors of some of these buildings as well. And the Colosseum in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Maybe that's the entrance. Oh no, there's no door there, never mind. Yeah, so that's the... Actually, it's missing a few bits. It's missing a few bits. Like, see, hit those bits are there. Is missing from here. That's okay, I guess. I mean, there's not enough space to put in. Anyway, so in later games you get to run around in interiors of buildings too, which is a lot more fun. But for now, that's the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in the game. So I think the other thing we need to do is look at the Citadel, which is also called the Tower of David, even though there's more than one tower. Alright, this time, actually I haven't cleared the guards here yet. I wonder if I need to. Like, are there guards trying to stop me from going inside? No. Alright, well, if we can... go away. Go away. Go away. Okay, let's go up here. Let's go up here. Alright, so that's the Tower of David. Although the actual tower isn't here. Alright, so let's close these things. We've seen that before. We've seen that. We've seen that. Tower of David. Old city map. This is not there, as far as I can tell. The mirror stain with the Church of St. John is shown lower right hand corner. Wait a minute. What is that? What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Mirror stain is 3. Oh. Okay, so the Church of the Holy Sepulchre is there. It's also facing a different way from in-game, I think. Not sure. There's a souk there. Aha. Okay. Actually, let me just... Yeah, no, I don't think it's there at all, to be honest. Yeah, no, it's not. Never mind. So forget about that, and don't worry about that so much. Okay, the Tower of David. It looks like that today, but the thing with citadels is that they get demolished during wars. And you can see that, see the tower there, see how they got those things sticking out. So that's kind of right, except those circular things aren't there, and then that thing on top isn't quite there. I think it's slightly more elaborate in the game than it is in reality. I mean, that looks more sensible than the one in the game. Alright, let's read this. An ancient citadel located near the Jaffa gate entrance to the old city of Jerusalem. Built to strengthen a strategically weak point in the old city's defenses, the citadel that stands today has ancient foundations. It was constructed during the 2nd century BC and subsequently destroyed and rebuilt by, in succession, the Christians, Muslim, Mamluk and Ottoman conquerors of Jerusalem. So every time somebody conquered the place, they had to destroy the citadel and then rebuild it. It contains important archaeological finds dating back 2,700 years, and is a popular venue for benefit events, craft shows, concerts, and sound and light performances. The name Tower of David is due to Byzantine Christians who believed the site to be the palace of King David. They borrowed the name Tower of David from the Song of Songs, attributed to Solomon, King David's son, who wrote, "Thy neck is like the Tower of David built with turrets, whereupon there hangs 1,000 shields, all the armor of the mighty men." What? Thy neck is like the Tower of David built with turrets, whereon there hang 1,000 shields, all the armor of the mighty men is on your neck? That's weird. Hey, who am I to judge, right? Alright, history. During the 2nd century BC, the old city of Jerusalem expanded onto the so-called Western Hill, which is where we are now, I guess. This 773-meter high prominence, which comprises the modern Armenian and Jewish quarters as well as Mount Zion, was bounded by steep valleys on all sides except for its northwest corner. After King David and his son, the legendary King Solomon's initial fortifications, King Hezekiah may have been the first to specifically fortify this area. Centuries later, the Hasmonean kings surrounded the area with their impressive wall and large watchtowers, which historian Josephus Flavius refers to as the First War. I don't know if we want to read all that. So the Romans in 70 AD, Arab conquest of Jerusalem in 638, refurbished the citadel. This powerful structure withstood the assault of the Crusaders in 1099 and surrendered only when its defenders were guaranteed safe passage out of the city. Alright, so here we go. During the Crusader period, thousands of pilgrims undertook pilgrimage to Jerusalem by way of the port Jaffa. The port pilgrims from to protect pilgrims from the menace of highway robbers, the Crusaders built a tower surrounded by a moat atop the citadel, and posted lookouts to guard the road to Jaffa. The citadel also served as the seat of the Crusader kings in Jerusalem. Oh wow, so the kings of the Crusader kingdom of Jerusalem were seated here, and there's a tower surrounded by a moat atop the citadel. Let's just look for that. Alright, in 1187, Sultan Saladin captured the city and the site. The Mamluks destroyed it in 1260 and later rebuilt it. So the stuff we see today is rebuilt, so it's not the one we see in game. I guess the one in game is probably a guesswork. The citadel was rebuilt yet again between 1537 and 1541 by the Ottomans, who designed a large entrance behind which stood a cannon emplacement. For 400 years, the citadel served as a garrison for Turkish troops. The Ottomans also installed a mosque at the site and added a minaret, which still stands today. So that's the tower. It's actually the minaret of a mosque. That thing there. Interesting. It was during this time that the complex began to be accepted as the Tower of David after the founder king of Jerusalem. So the other stuff probably is not as important. So yeah, unfortunately this thing was destroyed and rebuilt multiple times throughout history, so the thing we see today is not really the thing that exists in the game. Should we look for a tower with a moat atop the Citadel? Let's do that. Let's see if we can find a moat. Bro, stop pushing me around. I just feel so abused by all these crazy people pushing me around. Also, we haven't been here yet, have we? Let's see if we can find some flags. Maybe there are flags in here. Maybe. Alright, so can we climb up here? And climb across there, climb across there, jump across there. So there's a thing there, that's a tomb, right? I'm not sure. There's these hanging things here too. I wonder what these are about. And then, what's going on here? There's a ladder. And then, can we climb this? No. Can we... Don't jump off. We can't climb that, can we? No. Okay. There's an open grave. Open grave. And then there's the Citadel. Okay, so we can't actually get inside behind the wall at all, can we? No. And actually, the Crusaders haven't actually captured the place yet, have they? Have they? Not sure. No, because this is under the rule of Saladin. Alright, so there's no tower and there's no moat that we can see. But then we can't get past the wall, so maybe it's just inside the castle. Well, there we go. That's the end of our architecture tour of this part of Jerusalem, I guess. Oh, a flag! Because I can't think of anything else that we saw that's important. So, yeah, there we go. It's it sticks out like a sword. Wait a minute. No, it's not. It sticks out like a sore thumb, really. Like, look how intricate these towers are. Again, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I can really tell the difference between the buildings that fit and that, you know, they kind of copied from the real world, and the stuff they made up. The stuff these guys made up don't really fit in the city, I feel like, because the style is wrong. And the I don't know, the materials are not quite right. It's often, you know, really weird. Especially when you can't see the Citadel anymore. Go away! Can't see the Citadel anymore. But like, you know, the things they make up don't fit in as well as the things that actually belong in the city. I don't know if you guys can notice that, or if you guys really care. But I mean, I notice it. So there you go. Like that. Those are Gothic arches. Those are European arches. I know it's the Christian Quarter, but there's a difference between Western European Catholic sort of Christianity and the Eastern Orthodox Christianity. There's a completely different thing. So I feel like some of this stuff doesn't really fit. Anyway, flag. Alright, let's go back to the bureau. Not complain too much, and just keep playing the game. Where is the bureau? It's this way, isn't it? If I can find it. If I can find it. Nope. Altair, what on earth are you doing there? Okay, there's the bureau. Jump! Catch! Alright, so here we are. When we come back in the next video, we will go kill Robert de Sable, or Robert de Sable, if you want to mangle the French. I'll see you guys in the next video.